Hey everyone, welcome back to Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage on this Monday, August 19th, 2024. And in today's weather forecast, we will be talking about extended heat and humidity across the parts of the United States, but a major cool down for some, especially across the Western U.S. and across parts of the Eastern and Northeastern U.S. as we go through the week. We're going to be talking about rounds of severe weather and a substantial severe weather setup potentially for the weekend ahead, and your tropical weather update at the end of this video. So make sure if you do want the latest weather information right at your fingertips to subscribe to the channel down below. Each and every one of you have subscribed in my past videos. I definitely appreciate it. It's helped out in getting me closer to 100,000 subscribers, but also getting this word out to more people for more accurate weather information. Make sure to press the like button, the thumbs up button if you do enjoy today's weather forecast. It helps out very big as well. And also leave any comments, questions, and concerns below. We'll get to those after the video. What you're currently looking at here is the GOES satellite imagery, and you can see there is some cloud cover across the middle of the country. A lot more thick clouds across the northeast and southeastern Canada here today on your Monday. There is Ernesto that is just to the south and east of Nova Scotia and eastern Canada. As we go through today, we'll talk about that in the tropical weather update in this video. So let's dive into the forecast for you folks here today. We are looking at weather alerts, heat headlines down across the southern plains. In the orange, we have heat advisories that extend from southern Oklahoma down into much of the Lone Star State here of Texas, into parts of Louisiana, and even over here into northwest Florida. In the magenta color here, into the Dallas-Fort Worth area in North Texas, far southern counties near the Red River in southern Oklahoma. Those are excessive heat warnings that continue there. The pink shaded colors out west here into Idaho and into Nevada, those are red flag warnings where the soil is dry and wildfires are continuing to rage across the west. Here is the culprit. We have a big ridge of high pressure across New Mexico into the panhandle of Texas today. That's where the center of that high pressure is, and this is going to bring more continued triple-digit heat across most of the Lone Star State here of Texas into the Sooner State of Oklahoma as we go into this afternoon. So you can see a 111 into the Wichita Falls region. 108 is your air temperature in Dallas-Fort Worth, 104 in Waco, and 105 in the Abilene area this afternoon. And when you throw in some of the moisture content into the atmosphere, this is what it will truly feel like to the body as you venture outdoors. 109 into the Dallas-Fort Worth area with the feel like this afternoon, 112 into Texarkana, 109 in Shreveport, Louisiana, and 110 in Tyler, Texas. So it's definitely going to be very hot. Make sure to stay hydrated, and if you have frequent areas that you have to go outside for like work or something like that, make sure you take frequent breaks in an air-conditioned building. Definitely very important. Look at the northern U.S., the northeast, very comfortable air brand over here and across the northwest as well. And the culprit for that is actually the cold front that has dove southward all the way to North Florida and the Gulf Coast here for the week, and a strong Canadian high pressure system, double barrel high pressure at that, from Quebec, Ontario, all the way down into the Lake Michigan vicinity, is providing us with a lot cooler temperatures and lower humidity. So open up those windows, get outdoors, and enjoy it. Here are your temperature anomalies. Across the west, we got an upper level low trough across portions of Washington State, Oregon, California, Nevada. That's providing us with temperatures almost 20 degrees below normal for this time of year. And then in the eastern U.S., the Ohio Valley into the northeast, mid-Atlantic, and southeast here as well, we are seeing areas that are up 20 degrees below normal there. And then in the middle, with that ridge of high pressure, of course, New Mexico and Texas are going to be the recipients with the well above normal temperatures, up to 15 degrees above normal for this time of year. But that extends northward into the northern plains, the Rockies, and southern Canada as well through Friday. Let's look at one of the coolest mornings of the week ahead. You can see Wednesday morning by the middle of the week on August 21st. Look at our temperatures for lows across portions of the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, the Northeast, and Mid-Atlantic into the 50s. Some outlying areas could start in the upper 40s, and then some cooler air over here in the Pacific Northwest and even southwestern Canada, British Columbia, parts of Alberta. Very nice as well to start Wednesday. And then as we end up Wednesday afternoon, temperatures here are cooler in the morning. They'll be cooler in the afternoon into the 60s and 70s over here across the eastern, northeastern U.S. and into southeastern Canada. And the same thing over here in the Pacific Northwest, but the heat rages across the middle of the country. Friday morning, same deal. We have cooler air to start across the west and across the east, warmer in the middle, and that's where we'll end as we go into Friday. Although we start to warm up the mercury a little bit across portions of the Ohio Valley there, into the 80s as we go into Friday afternoon, but still hanging on to those 70s from the upper Midwest into the Great Lakes and the Northeast and Southeastern Canada to end the week Friday afternoon. Now, all of this heat and the progression of that cold front yesterday did provide us with some severe weather concerns, and mainly on the front of damaging winds. We did see a lot of those. We saw 209 damaging wind reports, 2 of those being hurricane force of 75 miles per hour or greater, 21 hail reports, and thankfully 0 tornado reports again, but we had 230 severe weather reports all told, all the way north here into New York State and all the way south here into Louisiana as well, and Florida. So definitely seeing a lot of states impacted yesterday on your Sunday. So going through today, here's your storm energy, your convective available potential energy. You can see it's highest across parts of the northern and central Rockies, down to the southern plains, and that's the area where we see severe weather potential. We have a couple slight risks up here into Montana, extending down the western plains into western South Dakota, the panhandle in Nebraska, down into northeastern and eastern Colorado. Another marginal risk over here across the mid-Atlantic coast and into northern Florida we'll watch. Looking mainly at damaging winds and hail, the tornado threat is less than 2% in all of the lower 48 today. So looking at storms developing, pretty robust over here in the Rockies this afternoon. Also watching isolated storm coverage across the mid-Atlantic coast. More robust will be the storms, though, as they head out of the Rockies and into the western plains here, like South Dakota, Nebraska, into western Kansas, and eastern portions of Colorado. Those could be feisty here this evening. Supercellular structures, very nice structures on these storms, big shelf clouds and stuff like that, so definitely a more picturesque evening potentially for storms. Then into early Tuesday morning, we're going to see those storms dwindle as they push further to the east and the atmosphere stabilizes and absolutely dry for the mid-Atlantic coast as we go into early Tuesday morning. Speaking of the rest of the week for severe weather, let's walk you through it here through Tuesday and tomorrow, August 20th. Another marginal risk from Montana down into the western Dakotas and Nebraska, and then we have a slight risk up here, a level 2 out of 5 on Wednesday, eastern Montana into the western Dakotas, marginal extending all the way down into Colorado and northwest Kansas on Wednesday. So far, Thursday the 22nd and Friday the 23rd of this week, there's no severe weather because the confidence is low on that, but the Storm Prediction Center may include a marginal or slight risk day for severe weather on Thursday or Friday or both days as we do get closer here and confidence builds as we go into later this week. Rainfall totals between now and Friday, August 23rd, will be heaviest across the north. And then stretching back into the Four Corners region, we could be seeing a couple areas over an inch of rain there. Some heavier rains up towards Seattle as well. Could be seeing an inch or 2 of rain up there. And then very heavy rains down into Florida here. The Sunshine State will not really be sunshiny over the next few days as we're going to have a lot of rain from Orlando down into Daytona Beach, into Tampa, Naples, and even the Miami and Fort Lauderdale areas getting pretty heavy rain as well. 1 to 3 inches of rain on the way this week, but it will be spread out over a 5-day period. So that's some good news. And then, of course, dry and hot across the middle of the country there into Texas. This weekend, the weather pattern is going to turn interesting. That ridge that we see in the Pacific Southwest will actually start to drift further toward the east, toward the Mississippi River Valley. And what that's going to do is open the door to heat a little bit further off to the east and open the door to cooler weather that we're going to be seeing across the west with a significant trough moving in. And this is going to provide us with well below normal temperature anomalies for the weekend, both Saturday, August 24th and Sunday, August 25th. Temperatures that could be 30, 35 degrees below normal into places like Oregon, Northern California, Nevada, Idaho, Utah as well, and then areas in the middle of the country 20 degrees above normal. So let's walk you through high temperatures on Saturday afternoon on August 24th. There you see the heat starting to build. Areas that are cooler this week will start to heat up in a big way this weekend, especially as we end the weekend on Sunday afternoon. But look at the west, folks. We're seeing temperatures into the 50s and 60s over here. Areas that have been hot so much this summer will start to cool down in a big way as we go into the end of the weekend. So definitely get ready to enjoy that. But with the clash of temperatures, we got heat out ahead of the trough and we got cooler air with the trough itself. And the left exit region here of the jet stream is actually going to be very important this weekend for severe weather potential. We're going to be building a lot of that storm energy, that convective available potential energy across the Dakotas, down into Nebraska, western Iowa as we go into Saturday. Right now, we have a strong 998 millibar low pressure system likely to develop somewhere across the northern Rockies. Whether or not it's in Montana or Wyoming is to be ruled out, but we could see some isolated storm coverage on Saturday. Storm coverage is in question, but look at all the instability building as we go into Sunday here. These whites and black colors, that's 4,000, 5,000 joules per kilogram of instability into places like the eastern Dakotas, Minnesota, the Hawkeye state of Iowa, so that could lead to severe weather. However, again, storm coverage is in question. So the weekend is possible that there could be some severe weather from the northern plains into the upper Midwest, but it is a little bit too uncertain right now with the storm coverage and intensity right now. We will keep you updated. Right now, the convective footprint for showers and storms and the rainfall up here is really limited. So this has the feeling that it may be more of an isolated to widely scattered severe weather event versus a major severe weather event that covers a large area. Again, we'll have to keep an eye on this as we get closer to the weekend. Things certainly can change. And then heading into next week, at the end of August, can you believe it? Monday, August 26th through the 1st of September through Sunday, September 1st, temperatures all across the lower 48 will be above normal likely. We're going to start to dry out again across the Pacific Northwest, the Northern Rockies. I know we don't like to hear it about that up there because the drought does continue to worsen. And across the upper Midwest, the Ohio Valley here down into the Mid-South, we're going to start to see drier weather. Wetter weather, though, across California, the Sacramento Valley into western Arizona. Also here with that northwest flow getting into portions of Colorado all the way down into Texas, area that's been so hot, so dry lately, may actually get some moisture as we end the month there of August, and then maybe some tropical influence over here toward the southeast coast and the northeast. We'll keep an eye on that. Speaking of the tropics, tropical weather update here at the end of the video. Here is the Atlantic Basin. Very quiet right now besides Ernesto that will be exiting the picture over the next 24 to 48 hours. The main development region has some thunderstorm activity, but nothing that is significant right now. Let's take a look at Ernesto today. This is just south and east of Nova Scotia. It's going to continue to move further away from North America here into the far northern Atlantic and be a thing of the past as we go into Tuesday. However, there is still some strong wave potential that could be crashing ashore in Nova Scotia and eastern Canada in general today, and some elevated wave heights across portions of coastal Maine down in towards the Cape Cod region as well today. So we'll be watching out for some rip current risks, rough surf and stuff like that, maybe even some beach erosion for parts of Nova Scotia, and then that will start to lessen as we go into Tuesday as that system weakens and moves further away from North America. Let's look down the line here at what we could be seeing for the rest of the hurricane season. Here are your sea surface temperatures in degrees Celsius here. Very warm is especially the western main development region, or what we call the MDR. The Caribbean is very warm, especially the Western Caribbean, and the Gulf has actually been warming up. Yes, the high pressure system over here into Texas and Oklahoma and New Mexico that has been relentless with the 100-degree temperatures is actually helping warm up the Gulf of Mexico over the past several days and several weeks, and this is actually leading to a very volatile environment if any systems do move into the Western Caribbean or Gulf for the remainder of the hurricane season. The long-range outlook here with our experts over at the Climate Prediction Center are forecasting a greater than 60% chance of tropical development from the main development region with these tropical waves that come off Africa and take a run at the Caribbean or the Western tropical Atlantic toward the Bahamas or Bermuda again. This goes all the way through the first week there into September, around the 3rd or 4th or so. So it's something we're going to keep an eye on. And there are some signals by the end of the weekend here. This is your European, your ensemble guidance, your EPS ensemble. It may be a weaker tropical wave that may come off the coast of Africa by Sunday, August 25th and Monday, August 26th. It's a little bit uncertain right now because it's still around a week or so out, but there are some signs that this could actually develop into some type of tropical depression here as we go in towards the end of the weekend and early next week. We have plenty of time to watch it because the Windward Islands are thousands of miles away from where this system will even try to develop. So we have a long time to track this one, and we'll do it right here for you on this channel. Make sure to subscribe to the channel down below for the latest weather information right at your fingertips here across North America, including southern Canada, the United States, the tropics. Be sure to turn on post notifications for the latest videos and live streams I do on this channel. Make sure to give the video a like down below, give it a thumbs up. It goes a long way in helping out, and I truly appreciate all of that as well. Make sure to leave any comments, questions, and concerns below if you do have any, and I'll answer those later on today, and I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their Monday out there.